Hey everyone, Dr. Hanisha here, and for today's Medical Monday, I'm going to be talking about why I decided to go paleo this month. So before I get into that, I want to remind you all that my podcast, Mahan Health, that's MAHAN Health, is out on all podcast streaming services. And so if you haven't yet, make sure to check out the last few episodes. I talk about what naturopathic medicine is. I also interview Dr. Griffin McMath on what naturopathic medicine is, and I interview Dr. Noilani Rodriguez on female hormones and Dr. Michael Moeller on male hormones. And then next week's episode is actually more into the hormone theme, where we're talking about sleep and how that affects our hormones, and particularly how it affects our fertility. And I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Kalia Waddles for that. I'm really excited for you all to listen to that one too. So make sure you subscribe. Again, that's Mahan Health. And if you haven't yet, make sure you also check out my last video. This is kind of like a two-part series on my diet, and my last video was on why I'm no longer vegan, and that's why this one is why I am now subscribing more to a paleo diet. All right, so let's get into it. Why did I decide to go paleo? Well, first of all, diet is so individualized. I feel like I cannot emphasize this enough. Just because something works for me may not mean that it works for you. It could be completely the opposite or something completely different for you. So it really, really just depends on what your constitution is and a number of different factors. And I'll get into some of the reasons why for myself personally, why this works. So I want to emphasize that this is my personal health journey. This is my personal experience. So this is not meant to be for everyone. Okay, so for me personally, for those of you who follow me, you know that I have something called Hashimoto's hypothyroidism. This is essentially an autoimmune condition that affects my thyroid. And an autoimmune condition is essentially something just that where your immune system is just attacking itself constantly. So research has found that by removing grains, so that's wheat, corn, rice, millet, things like that, just fully removing all grains from your diet, removing dairy, sugar, and soy, tend to be more helpful in managing these autoimmune conditions and potentially even reversing some. So this is a huge part of why I decided to subscribe to the more paleo diet. Before this month, I had essentially been practicing the paleo diet anyway. The only thing would be that I would occasionally have rice and or corn, and occasional dairy as well. And now I've just completely removed that as well. And I will say I do feel a lot better. I feel like my mental clarity is much better. I feel like my memory has improved as well, which is really cool. So that's definitely a factor. So that research, so the condition-based nutrition, what condition I'm dealing with, for what condition I'm dealing with, that is the nutritional diet that I should be subscribing to. On top of that, I love studying ancient medicines, and I've done a lot of extensive studies in Ayurvedic medicine or ancient Indian medicine, and in that, people with my predominant constitution type, so again, this is very personal, so people with my predominant constitution type tend to do better on a paleo diet as well. So tend to do better with less grains and dairy and more meat and vegetables. So that's another reason. And then the other more ancient medicine that I like to follow and I use to really determine what's going to be ideal for me was the blood type diet, which originates from Japan. And even with the blood type diet, people with my blood type do better on a more paleo diet, more meat and vegetables, and the meat is different too. It's not all the same in terms of eating what types of meat and stuff, and so I won't get into the specifics of that, but that really is what kind of drove me towards this path. So as you can see, there are a lot of different factors that come into play, and if you're not working with someone, you may not be able to really figure out what actually works for you. So this is why it's super important to talk to somebody who can help you streamline your health. All right, well, that's all I got for you all today. I hope that was helpful and informative, and I'm wishing you all Mahan or great health and happiness, and I will see you next time.